bowling at a good length. They've just put the brakes on things after it looked like Nepal were getting off to a reasonably brisk start. The introduction of Paul van Meegeren, combining with a very tidy climb, has just slowed things down a touch. Nicely driven, but straight to the field up. That's another good over from Klein, and at the end of 8, it's 33 for 1. What have you found out, Lenny?
Yeah, we've established that I thought it was a glute injury for Edwards. It appears to be something down the hamstring. Hopefully not terminal in terms of his participation in the series. Don't think anyone's suggesting that, but we're not. We're highly unlikely to see him for the rest of this second innings. It means that Cross has got the gloves on, and it means that Max O'Leary's captain, as Paul van Meegeren comes in for his second. Looks for that Yorker. Probably doesn't need to look for the Yorker, does he? It's going to be particularly to Sharkey, who's diminutive in stature. It's going to be the pace and the bounce that will cause a threat to him.
Maybe he was just trying to repeat the ball that was responsible for the first wicket coming in just the second ball of his first over. And just getting the lines slightly wrong. That wind really is picking up at the moment. My goodness.
Let's go full again. One-handed pick up on the wrong end. Oh, and if Tajan Minori was thrown at the non-striker's end, he's going to have 2 stumps to aim at. He's remarkably gone for a backhanded flick to the keeper when all his momentum was going towards the stumps. Oh, crazy piece of cricket. What a piece of fielding at first. Made good ground to his left, picked it up cleanly. Because Bim Sharkey had dropped his bat, he might even have time to run it into the stumps. But instead he goes for a flick to that end, and, well, Bertel was always getting home. This one's carved away with real plum. Races to the rope for 4.
That pleasing the Nepal fans. You can see them out there, flags waving. The cold isn't bothering them. I just spent quite a bit of time with that. I like to say Nepal for fans, but they're just as much fans of Andrew Leonard as well.
Don't know about that now. I know they're cricket. I love my cricket. Yeah, it was great. Probably, I don't know, 200, maybe 220 in today, something like that. Yeah, basically every one of them during the break. And the stories that they have for you in terms of the journeys that, not just they've made to come to watch today, but the journeys they've taken in their life. I met young students who are at university in Aberdeen and Edinburgh. I met fans who came on a train from Preston and Manchester and Birmingham. I met several fans who've driven from London, one of which drove overnight, hasn't been to bed yet, which I'm not sure how safe that is if he's planning to drive back tonight. Fans who've flown from Dublin in Ireland, from Malta in Europe, from Belgium, and one. He wasn't lying to me. He asked him 3 times and I asked him for evidence of the airplane ticket. He flew from Calgary. Somebody flew from Calgary to be here, and he's here for all 3 of the remaining ODIs. He's here for a full week. Yeah, the passion, the joy, and the love of cricket, and the pride of. I think it's something that only those who've ever emigrated can understand. The pride of being from the part of the world you're from and representing your nation in another part of the world is so apparent to see, and I love you to hear those stories. The one that got me from the World Cup this day last year was the fan that I met, and I went up to the commentary box to tell Ian Bishop about it, who had sold his car in Australia, in Melbourne, to be there. He said, well, we might not go to another World Cup for another decade, so I'm not missing out. I've got a friend in Texas, I'll sleep on his couch. I don't have money for the ticket, but I'll sell my car. And it's stuff like that. I just it's across the scale of passion for the game in Nepal.
That's an incredible story. I actually remember reading about that. I think it might have made it into the press as well.
It was quite funny actually. I went up to the commentary box at the end of the 9th, 40 for 1. The television commentary box that is in that fantastic Major League stadium. And Bish was off air at the time, and lucky enough to broadcast and work a little bit with Bish. And for all of us in the industry, we all look up to him, kind of Uncle Bish, he's affectionately referred to as by many. And he was saying that he always told me Nepal was special, but I never expected it to be quite like this in Texas of all places. Actually, there's a massive Nepalese community in and around Dallas in particular, and that's why many would not travel far to be there. But there was, I think that day when I went around the crowd, I counted over 40 states within America that fans had come from, Nepal fans that is. There was a hardcore about 100 Dutch fans as well, can't rule them out either. But it was that story that, yeah, as I went around the crowd, ended up randomly with some American police with me for a bit because they were getting scared by the number of photographs. Bizarre, totally bizarre. But the fan I spoke to who'd come from Australia said, Bish, I've got a great story for you, and he was spellbound. He almost took his breath away when I told him. He said, do you mind if I tell it on air? And I said, I don't mind if you tell it on air. I'd love if you tell it on air.